Welcome to Top of the Line. This is the podcast version of our YouTube show. New episodes every Monday and Friday where we talk about audio and hi-fi related themes.
If you have any requests for a future episode, send us an email, totl@abyssheadphones.com.
I was just thinking maybe there's like a fun thing.
I'll make it up. Try it.
Boats. They're on the water sometimes.
Sometimes.
Except Tuesdays, and today's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're back with more questions off the internet. This one we have some more viewer-submitted questions, and if you too want to submit questions for us to answer on a future episode, you can send it to us at totl@abyssheadphones.com. So this one reads, Hi, Abyss team. Hello.
Hi.
For people looking to dip their toes to the next step up from a 2 to 3K setup, is it worth jumping straight to an AB1266 if you're going to keep the same amp and DAC combo, or is it better to get a Diana and spend more on the rest of the setup? And the example he cites is a topping D90A90 with an Aria to AB1266 D90A90. From Gabe. This actually, I think, is a fair question that we never really directly talked to. So I think we had a little discussion about it. So you have a setup. It's not like a terrible setup, but it's not an amazing setup. And what do you do first? How do you upgrade? Do you want to go to something like a Diana, or do you want to go to a 1266? What do you think about this one? We have like a $1,000 DAC amp setup. It's okay. Does a pretty good job, but it's not flagship. Where do you go from there?
It's kind of hard to say because I guess it depends. Like, if you get like the Diana, a lot of people get it and then they're like, "Whoa, I like this, but I want more of this." So then they get a 1266 after that. So if you want to like keep upgrading,
Yeah.
or if
I
you
guess
don't, just go right to the top.
It depends, I think, on the personality. Because if you want to be aspirational, get the 1266. You could always upgrade the gear later, but the headphone, it's the flagship, right? So to some people, that seems to work. But a lot of people really like the Diana, and they don't feel the need to upgrade. So I don't know how you directly answer that one, but it kind of seems like it's dependent on the person.
Well, in this case, he's talking about he doesn't even have an Abyss headphone. He's got something else.
But
Right.
which way should
But
he go?
where would be his upgrade,
Well,
right?
the
So
no-
he has a lower cost headphone, and he's looking to move upscale a notch.
Yeah, right. Well, the
Where do you
normal
move?
recommendation would on something like that would be to, are you trying to optimize the system for what you have or not?
Mm-hmm.
And then of course forward looking, are you planning on upgrading the headphone? If you're going to upgrade, if you're going to plan on keep that headphone, and you're not changing it, then optimize it for that headphone. You're going to choose gear that people say works well with that headphone. Check with the manufacturer, the headphone, what works good. The dealer usually knows if you bought it from a dealer that sells the headphone. So normally you're optimizing for the headphone. Now if you're saying, well, in the future I'm going to get a Diana or a 1266, then obviously you need to be more forward-looking on your electronic choice. Otherwise you're going to be winding up doing this all over again. So it's kind of an open-ended question because it depends on where you are and where you're going.
Yeah, but some people kind of like upgrading in the future, right?
Some people don't though.
Some
So
people
like,
just they want to be
once,
one and done.
Not
And
think about
then
it.
I would say probably go for the 1266. But even then, a lot of people will be very happy with the Diana, so it is a complicated one to go with.
It depends on your usage case,
Depends
too.
on your use case.
You know,
yeah.
if you're going to get a baller desktop at some point, what the hell, go for it. But if you're going to go more portable or stay with smaller gear, then less powerful gear, in other words, then Diana would be a better choice. So it just really depends on budget too, I guess. Normally you get the 1266 level, you're looking at spending multi-$1,000 for each component, the DAC, the amp, to really get it out, extract out of the headphone what it's capable of.
Well, not only that, usually when people start to get to that point, then they keep wanting to get every little bit out of it.
It doesn't
so
just
it's just
end there.
And that's the problem with the 1266, I guess,
Yeah.
is you just want to keep pushing it.
That's
so.
fine. I mean, as long as
As long as you understand.
As long as you
that,
plan
yeah.
on, this is a hobby, and you plan on continuing to invest in your hobby over time. It doesn't have to happen in a month, or even a short period of time. It could happen over the course of years. A lot of people build their systems out over a year. Well, some people save for the headphone for a year,
Yeah.
and then worry about the rest of the stuff the following year and so on. So they just get along with a few $100 amp from somewhere like a Monoprice or something, like Cavelli design, which is fine, works fine, sounds pretty damn good, and hey, to get you going.
Yep.
So
Yeah, the D90 A90 combo, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Gets you down the road just fine.
yeah,
And a 1266 would sound better on that than a Diana. However, I think it depends on how much you're willing to spend, how much you think you want to invest in the hobby.
I guess to be more specific on what he was specifically asking, for the gear he picked, it's like, $1,200 setup or whatever. And it would work fine with the 1266, but yeah, probably eventually you'd want to upgrade the DAC then.
At least.
Because the amp will be pretty good, but yeah, on 1266 especially.
the source matters.
Yeah.
Everything
I
matters.
mean, it'll work fine,
Yeah.
but that would be probably the first place you
Yeah, I
go.
mean, low-cost decks are always the weak link, and when you get into this level of resolution, it's just doesn't. It's not going to cut it. You wind up with a bass shy type personality, and sometimes it winds up a little grainy, tiny, and more digital sounding. A little more annoying at this level. Where the better decks, obviously, better power supplies, better everything, smoother analog sections. It's going to present music way better. So you got to
Yep.
watch it. But
The A90 is pretty good. And it definitely would sound better
For the
with a
price.
1266. Yeah, for the price, of course. It would sound better with a 1266 than a Diana. But the trouble there is if the price difference from Diana to 1266 is substantial enough for you that it's going to put off upgrading your gear, it may not be the best use of the money if all you're looking at is getting the best system now and you don't know that you want to spend a huge amount of money later and getting crazy high end gear. So pretty much if you're the kind of person that you always seek perfection, you want the best of the best, you can't afford it today, but you think you want to be able to aspire one day to do that, I would probably lean to 1266. But if you're happy with 99 percentile, you could get an amazing setup with a Diana, and I would say that's probably better value for your money. And you could still run the D90 on Diana and upgrade the DAC, and you could get an amazing world-class experience with that. Absolutely.
Well, the other thing to consider too is that when you're with the gear we're talking about here, as you increase the level of the electronics in terms of quality, that trickles down to your other headphones too. I mean, typically we've seen people, they're running top shelf gear, and you could still plug in $1,000 headphone, and it typically will improve that upon that dramatically too. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be afraid to go either way, really, electronics or headphone.
Right.
But if you know you're going to do the headphone, you might as well do that up front, and then then build around that so you understand the sound signature, you understand which way it has to go. You'd make better decisions knowing up front what you're dealing with in terms of the sound.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no fear in continuing to scale on the electronics because it will typically benefit every other headphone, with the exception of ones that are obviously tilted or skewed a certain way where they're just going to go the wrong way on you. So, but those are the ones you get rid of. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
As you're moving up the ladder, you're gonna lose a few here and there.
Yeah, I know people do that at shows. They bring their headphones with them, and then they plug it into the setups they see at the show as like a bass line. And they're like, man, my headphones sound great on this.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like, yeah.
Well, it's true. I mean, we've taken headphones from the 70s, right? Plugged it into this new stuff. It's like, well, it's not bad. I mean, relatively speaking, it's just a cheap dynamic headphone they made in the 70s. And
It's
like,
pretty variable.
It's actually not bad.
Some headphones have huge improvements on high-end gear. Other, it doesn't really make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, you never really see much of a downside upgrading your gear and driving old headphones on it, driving your lower-cost headphones on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's always an advantage. But in this case, he's starting off with a pretty decent baseline. So
Yeah, it'll work,
it'll work pretty well.
which is probably why he chose it. On that note, we answered the question.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
The way we always do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Vague.
Yeah. Vague.
Yeah.
Well, there's always a lot of variables.
Yeah.
Well, you think anyone out there has a question that we can answer vaguely in a future episode?
Maybe.
I wonder what they could do with that question.
Yeah. There's this place called Top of the Line.
Oh,
Did
really?
you know that Top of the Line has a podcast too?
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
available
informing
on
me.
most of the whatever the hell you listen
The
to
popular
podcasts.
podcast streaming
You
services.
just go to Apple, ask Siri.
Siri will tell you that?
Top of the Line podcast.
I wonder
Did you
if
try
TuneIn
this?
will do it. You think Spotify does that too?
Probably.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hey Siri,
Amazing.
play me Top of the Line podcast. We got to do more of that. Hey Siri.
Yeah, people don't like
Buy
that.
me 1,000 printers.
People do that sometimes, and everybody's like,
A lot of YouTube
my
videos
Apple.
are sensitive to this these days, and they're
Yeah.
cutting that stuff out
Yeah.
because they know it upsets some people.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Or, of course, if you're not into podcasts and you want to ask us something or send us a question that we could talk about, where do you go?
TOTL at abyssheadphones.com.
TOTL.
At abyssheadphones.com.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what we haven't mentioned in a while?
What's that?
We have a store.
Merch store?
yeah.
You
Really?
can get pillows,
Pillows, mugs, probably?
mugs,
T-shirts?
T-shirts, Abyss T-shirts.
Oh,
with
that's some
with our logo.
technology.
Yes.
Bet you they're available multiple sizes and colors.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
You
Wow.
designed them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably
I
good
think
then.
you and DMS designed them.
Right, right.
A little bit.
It's a
bit.
combination.
Collab,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
collab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Collab.
There's some fun designs on there.
So, yeah,
Okay.
and that's abyssstore.com.
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 Such innovation.
Yeah. Other than that, man, we did a lot of promo right now. With the last one.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. And thumbs us up and take care.